Good morning, everyone. It's Matt Taylor over at EasyBizStart. We've been talking about the importance of making your business known and identifying your purpose and yourself so that you can help describe that to others and have a good idea of who you are and where you're trying to get to. So far, we've been using the example of how I got into hiking and backpacking and how that started to create a purpose for me. And so we've talked about what triggering events, how I got hurt and how I got into hiking. We talked about taking action and setting a plan. And I set a plan for hiking the Tahoe Rim Trail. And I studied about training and started one step at a time and walking and getting there and starting to hit those goals. Now, over the years, that goal has been reached. I started off one hike at a time, one day at a time, then getting into one weekend on the Tahoe Rim Trail, second weekend, third weekend in the first year. And over the course of 3 years, I had managed to hike the entire Tahoe Rim Trail, several of the segments 2 or 3 times. And as much as I was feeling that need to get out and get hiking, it was missing something. And what it was missing was really a purpose beyond just getting around the trail. And that's where my passion started to evolve into a purpose. And that's really where I realized that it was because of the efforts of others, people who had written websites, people who had done gear reviews, people who had written books about the Tahoe Rim Trail, and people who had built that trail and maintained it. That realized that there was a higher purpose, that if I was given that opportunity, if I was given that blessing, and I was given the ability to get around the trail for myself and discover that I felt a higher calling, and that purpose was to go out and start to teach others. I wanted others to be able to experience the trail and experience the outdoors for the first time. I wanted them not to have to go through the trial and error of what I had been through in order to share that experience and to do so safely and to do so in minimizing their risk and increase their enjoyment of the adventure they were going on. That's what led into, and I walked back and forth, being who I am, about whether I wanted to start up a service or a guide or a school to teach people that skill. And weighing out all the pros and cons, I decided I did not want that particular passion to be a business, but it was something that I still needed to have a sense of purpose for. And that's how I got involved with the Tahoe Rim Trail and teaching Backpacking 101, became a certified wilderness guide and went through all the classes. And so I still feel that purpose, and I still feed that passion of mine, which is a huge part for who I am. And it's just one of those defining things. But I did so in a way that meets it on my terms. I gave up some flexibility to do it, but I get all of the purpose and all of the benefits that I was looking for, which is getting people out, enjoying the outdoors, and learning how to do so safely in a way that gives them confidence. As you can see, this also parallels several other things I've done in my life, working with entrepreneurs, teaching them, and in that case I did go the entrepreneurial route, which was just in my blood. And we'll be talking about that more in our online series that we're going to be launching on our EasyBizStart website. But I wanted to give kind of an outline of how we start fleshing out and how one of the main purposes for identifying a description for your business is describing yourself. We'll get more into that, and we'll be filming a finished product so you can see how this turns into a storyline and a narrative. We'll have one more piece to do that kind of rounds out the who you are, your conversation, and then we'll get into the studio and start recording that. I hope you guys